Hey there, Adam Chandler here. Welcome to part three of this home business success planning series. I'll recap parts one and two for you in just a moment, but before I do that, I want to share some really relevant, really powerful quotes that I think are very much in line with what we're talking about in this training series about, creating your vision, creating your goals, creating your plan for success that will inspire you and inspire other people to attract people into your vision, what it is that you're doing, your business, your business opportunity, whatever that happens to be. So let's dive right in. Quote number one: dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. Right, talking about creating a big vision, a big goal that will inspire you through the inevitable challenges that you're going to face along the way, and inspire other people and attract other people into that vision. This one from Jim Rohn: don't set your goals too low. If you don't need much, you won't become much. Love inspiring quotes like this from Jim Rohn. Very wise. And then one of my all-time favorites from Brian Tracy: only 3% of the population writes down their goals. The rest of society works for these people. And then one that you're probably very familiar with that I tracked originally back to Ben Franklin, but lots of people have said it over the years: failing to plan is planning to fail. It's absolutely true. It is so simple, yet a lot of people, I think, especially in home business, don't do this. They don't plan, and that's really if you want to create a transformational new year or new month or new quarter, this stuff can be very relevant for you, regardless of whether you're going into a new year like we are, as I'm shooting this video, or even a new project or a new month or a new quarter in your business. You gotta plan. You gotta create your vision, your goals, your plan to achieve that, and that's what we're going to continue to do in this part three of this series. So in part one of this series, we went into detail about these four areas of your business that require consistent focus. I'm not going to spend as much time because this is I go into detail in this in part one of this series. There's four areas that require consistent focus, and just like four legs of a table, if one of them is out of whack, it can make it much more difficult for you to build a business. But if you're constantly focusing on these four areas, it's impossible not to have success, in the online home business space. So the four areas: personal and professional development. I call it sharpening the saw. For things to get better, you have to get better, right? There's another Jim Rohn quote. And then lead generation and list building, filling the pipeline. You got to be having fresh new people coming into your pipeline on a daily basis. Sales funnel and follow-up conversions. It's not enough to just get people, into the pipeline. You got to be doing things to enhance their experience when they come into the pipeline. Position yourself as an authority, so that people will be more likely to do business with you, right? And then brand enhancement and expansion. And I actually have another three-part blog series, or a three-part video series on my blog, all about how I'm getting, right now I'm averaging about 300 new Twitter followers a day, how I'm turning that into 10 free leads a day for my business, and some other cool stuff. So check that out. And if you want to access the video series and the series about how I generated, or how I got 14,000 something new Twitter followers in a period of 90 days, that's on my blog too at meetadamchandler.com. So so in part one we talked about these areas. Part two, we actually broke down each area, and we talked about creating your vision for that specific area. Your vision so we used an example: lead generation and list building, because that is such a fundamental, vital piece of any business. If you don't have leads, you don't really have a business. If you don't have lists, you don't really have a business, right? So we went into detail about creating your vision, creating your purpose, creating a 90-day goal, getting clear on your resources that can help you to with that specific area, your 90-day goal, your 1-year goal, and we do that for all four of those areas. That's part two of this series. And now in part three, we're really going to dive in and really ask some questions that are going to help you to get clear on creating your plan. So this is where the plan really comes together. These are just really, really powerful questions. These are actually questions from a worksheet that I created for some of my high level coaching students. So this is not the full worksheet, but this is, this is some really relevant questions for helping you create your plan that I took from that worksheet that I created for some of my high level coaching students. So what are so now this is really cool, and then I've I'm gonna again talk about Tony Robbins. A lot of this stuff I got from an Anthony Robbins course that I purchased, that I've been consuming, called The Time of Your Life. And I think that this was a question that I took right from that program, and I think this is really cool. What are the things that I have in my life right now that at one point were just dreams, visions, or goals? I think a big reason why people do not hit their goals is because they create this big goal, and then there's a big part of their brain that says, yeah, right. Right? It's like, you're not going to pull that off, right? And if there's a big part of your mind that doesn't believe that you can accomplish the goal that you set for yourself, you don't stand a chance hitting that goal. Does that make sense? So a question like this will help you to believe, build your belief that you can hit goals, that you can, turn something that was just an idea or a goal or a dream into reality. So what are some things that you have in your life right now that at one point were just a dream, a vision, or a goal? Things that you might even take for granted now because they're just such a part of your life, but that at one point were no more than just a dream, a vision, or a goal. So, is it having a spouse, right? Is it having, is it being in a fulfilling relationship? Is it having a family? Is it having kids? Is it owning a business? Maybe at one point just owning a business was a dream or a goal of yours, and now you own the business, right? So write down, I would say list at least 5 or 10 things that you have in your life right now that at one point were just dreams, visions, or goals. And I think you can see how doing this can really help you to get clear on your own power and your own ability to create something from nothing, right? Take something that was that's inspiring to you and make it reality because you've done it before. Okay, cool. The next part, what are my top 3 overall business goals for the next 12 months? I think it's really important to have, a few just solid, really simple goals, whether that's an income goal, right? Maybe it's to create your first 6-figure year. Maybe it's to create your first 7-figure year, right? Maybe your big goal is to hit some major rank in your company, right? Maybe it's to create something in your business, create some big, do some like a live event, like your first live event or your first, ebook or video series, or launch your first product, right? What are your top big goals for the next 12 months for your business? And then ask yourself, by hitting these goals, my life would improve in the following 3 ways. So the reason why we do this is because human beings, we're motivated by 2 things: either moving towards pleasure or moving away from pain. Everything that we do in our life is to either move towards pleasure or move away from pain. So that's why these next couple questions are going to be very relevant. So by hitting these goals, my life would improve in the following 3 ways. Or you can even take that a step further. By hitting these goals, someone else's life would improve in the following 3 ways. Right? So what are some ways that you would specifically benefit? Maybe you've always wanted to take your family on, some big vacation, right? You want to take your kids to Disney World or something, right? And that would be one of the ways that you would benefit from hitting these goals. Maybe it's just having peace of mind. If if one of your goals is to get to 25 leads a day in your business to make your business building so much easier, having that as a goal or hitting that goal would just allow you to sleep easier at night, right? Maybe that's something that you want to list here. Maybe it's just the peace of mind. Maybe it's something that you can do. Maybe it's a home that you want to buy or something like that. But get really clear on a few things, a few direct ways that you would specifically benefit, because that's going to make it. You're going to do more of the things that are going to be required, and you're going to procrastinate less when you get clear on the pleasure that you will derive from hitting the goal, right? And then now here's the opposite of that, right? Right? We said pleasure and pain, right? What pain would I experience by not hitting these goals? So maybe you say something like, the pain that I would experience would be the pain of having yet another thing that I set out to do that I didn't accomplish, right? That would suck, right? Maybe you want to be an inspiration to those around you, and you wouldn't be that if you were not to hit those goals, right? You wouldn't be able to take that vacation that you've been wanting to take your family on, that they absolutely deserve, that you wouldn't be able to hit if you didn't hit these goals. So get clear on the pleasure, and then get clear on the pain, right? Then next, what are the characteristics? Now, just so you I just don't want to tell you right now. You might be sitting there thinking, when are we going to get to the planning stuff? Just pay attention. We're going to get to that. But this stuff is important. What are the characteristics of the person I must become in order to hit these goals? What are the characteristics of, like, this is really important, because you're not going to do, especially if you have a big goal for the new year or the quarter or the month or whatever it is, right? If you've got something that you've never done before, you've got to become more if you want to do that. It's not just going to happen. You are going to attract that goal by the person that you become. So if your goal is to go from 6 figures to 7 figures in the next 12 months, you're probably going to have to be very organized, because 7-figure earners are organized, right? You're going to have some serious. You're going to. What are the characteristics of the person that you're going to have to become? You're going to have to become a leader, right? You're going to have to become more of a leader than you are right now, right? So list out the characteristics of the person that you need to become in order to hit those goals. And then, what is one reason that I will do whatever it takes to make my goals a reality? Maybe for you that's family. Maybe for you it's because my family is worth it, right? Or my future is worth it. So get really clear on that. What's one reason I will do whatever it takes to make my goals a reality? Okay, next. What will I need to accomplish in the next 90 days to hit my 12-month goals? Okay, so now here's where we start to break down the goals. And a goal of creating your first 6-figure business, if you've never done that before, can seem very daunting. But if we can break it down into, what's the next 90 days going to look like, what's the next 30 days going to look like, what's the next week going to look like, what's the next day going to look like, then it can be much more manageable. And that's what we want to do, so that it's not overwhelming for you, so that it's more bite-sized, and you can see a clear path to getting you there. And that's what we're doing in this video. So what will I need to accomplish in the next 90 days to hit my 12-month goals? And then the next question, what will I need to accomplish in the next 30 days to hit that 12-month goal? So if if the example is an income example, right? If it's to create your first 6-figure year in business, then what would you need to accomplish in the next 90 days? Well, you would need to break that down. What would be 100, if the goal is 100,000, what would that be divided by 4? It would mean in the next 90 days you'd have to create $25,000 in income. That's a very overly simplified example, but you get my point. And then again, what will I need to accomplish in the next 30 days to hit that 12-month goal? So if it's hitting a big rank in your company, are there other smaller ranks that need to be hit first that you could hit in the next 30 days or in the next 90 days, right? Okay, and then here's where we really break it down into the actual activities that you're going to do. So my top 5 weekly production goals are, what are my top 5? What are the top 5 things that I'm going to do every single week in order to get there? And now this can be kind of a tough question if you don't know what you need to do. So I'm actually going to give you an example here of some of the things that I've taken from my weekly production goals. This is specifically in the area of lead generation. This falls into the category of lead generation, list building, as well as brand enhancement and expansion. So schedule at least 15 new Facebook fan page posts per week with Hootsuite. So I do that every Monday, right? At least 3 new videos per week. So that was one of my weekly activities that I listed out. At least 3 new videos per week. These could be lifestyle videos that I could shoot on the chairlift at Vail, right? Or they could be Periscope videos. Now I haven't actually, just full disclosure here, I haven't actually done a Periscope video yet, but it's definitely something that I'm going to be doing as we move into the new year. So lifestyle vids, Periscope, it could be a Periscope vid, it could be a lifestyle vid, it could be a screen share vid like I'm doing right now, or it could be a whiteboard video where, like part one of this series, I actually stood and trained in front of the whiteboard. So any one of those things it could be, but I'm committed to doing 3 of those per week, and then at least 1 new optimized blog post per week. So 1 new blog, 3 new videos. And now the 3 videos could actually contribute to the 1 blog, right? And then at least add 1 new blog post, right? So I've got a new blog post to create, and then I'm going to add the new blog post as well as 5 new tweets to my tweet jukebox, which is my tweet rotator that just rotates all of my content and just gets all my stuff out to my Twitter followers. So again, you can actually see more about how I do that, and how that tool is in my my social media. I did a 3-part video series all about how I generated 14,000 new social media followers in a period of 90 days and how I turned them into new leads for my business. So you can find that, if you want to learn more about that and other tools that I use to automate my growth of my social media account, you can find that on my blog at meetadamchandler.com. And then create 5 new Instagram post images per week. So these could be success quotes, they could be lifestyle photos, they could be photo collages, but create 5 new Instagram images per week. And you know what? That's actually wrong. The goal is 3 per day, at least 3 per day. So that would actually be 15 new Instagram posts per week, right? So now that we have those, right? That's just an example of weekly activities, weekly production goals, right? Now, what are the top 3 things I will do consistently on a daily basis to move my business forward? So now we're getting into the daily actions. We went from 12 months to 90 days to excuse me, 30 days to weekly, right? And now we're daily, right? So what are the top 3 things I will do consistently on a daily basis to move my business forward? At least 3 new Instagram posts per day, right? So that'll give us our weekly goal of 15 per week. And then follow at least 1,000 new Twitter accounts and engage with at least 10 new Twitter followers per day, right? So that's what we're doing on Twitter. And then daily creation. So I'm calling it daily creation. It means every day I'm going to create something, right? Whether that's an email that I broadcast to my list, right? Or maybe it's write 2 pages in a new book or ebook, right? Or maybe it's creating a blog post, maybe it's creating a new video. But every day creation will take place, right? And that's one of the first things I do. I go from personal development mode into production mode. That's kind of and then into communication mode. That's kind of how I break down my day in my business. So daily creation. Every day I'm going to create something, and those are some examples of those things, but that's going to be part of my daily method of operation. Okay, so now we just broke it down. We broke down the plan from the specific areas. We broke that all down in parts 1 and 2 of this series. Then we created our big 12-month goals, our big goals for the next 12 months. Then we broke it down to a 90-day, to the 90-day, the 30-day, and then the weekly and the daily. Pretty cool, right? You guys, this stuff it might seem a little time-consuming, but I mean, we're talking about creating your success plan for the next 12 months of your business. Don't be one of those people who just continues to wing it and leaves it up to chance, because you're gonna have a rough year if that's the case, right? Okay, so what are some long-term projects I will commit to taking on that will make it easier to attract new sales and team members? Now, this is kind of a new one that I've kind of come up with, a new question that I've come up with, because I think that on top of doing the daily business building activities, the things that are going to enhance the brand and expand the brand and fill the pipeline, get people into the funnel, right? This is really more along the lines of part 3, which I called oiling the machine, sales funnel your sales funnel conversions. You have to be positioning yourself as an authority if you want more people to do business with you. If they see you as an authority, it makes it so much easier to make sales, right? So what can you do? What are some projects that you can take on that will position you as more of an authority? Maybe for you it's creating some kind of video training series, right? Maybe for you it's writing an ebook. Right? As of right now, I've written and published 2 ebooks that position me as an authority. Right? This past year I did a 4-part video series that positions me as an authority and sells one of my products. Maybe you're at a point in your business where you already are established as an authority, and maybe you want to start creating some of your own products, because that will be another way that you will enhance your brand and position yourself as more of an authority, because you're not only leaders have products, training products of their own. It will skyrocket your credibility, your authority. It will make it so much easier to recruit people in your business. You can use it as a bonus for people to get into your business. There's so many benefits. So what are some long-term projects that you can commit to taking on that will make it easier to attract new sales and team members? Maybe it's a podcast, right? Maybe it's building up a large social network. Building up your Instagram following or your Twitter following, right? Because if they see that you have 20, 30, 50,000 followers on some social media account, you become an authority in their eyes, and it will make your job, it'll make your sales conversions so much more abundant and so much easier. Okay? So that's a really, really cool, really, really important question. So I just for the sake of time, I want to, we could go a lot deeper into this, but I really want to make this series very manageable for you. You can, if you want to, that series that I created on how I built a large social media following, you can find it on my blog at meetadamchandler.com, as well as lots of other great content. My Mile High Mastermind event and coaching program, if you really see how this stuff is beneficial and how this is the missing piece of and you want hands-on, you want to get around top producers, you want hands-on help for accomplishing more, creating a transformational year in your business, go to meetadamchandler.com/MHM for Mile High Mastermind, and then also follow me on my Twitter at twitter.com/AdamChandler, my Instagram at /New World Marketing, and then facebook.com/Meet Adam Chandler to connect with me on social media. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video series, if you could see how this is going to really help you, and you can see how this is, the difference between, struggling marketers and top producers. You can see how people that do this stuff are serious about their success in business. Leave me a comment below. Share these insights with your friends. And I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.